Hey, it's Adam with omg.lol. Question has come up a few times just in the past couple weeks, actually, about how to do a combined omg.lol profile page and weblog. How can you have an external domain, your own personal domain, where the root of that domain serves your profile page, but you can access blog posts and other things from there as well? So it's a really good question, and I'm going to dive in here and sort of show how you can do it. It's really not not a terribly great setup, and there's a couple different ways to do it, and they have their pros and cons. But I'm just going to sort of show how that's done. I also want to say that this is actually going to get much better. It's going to become much easier to do this kind of thing as I make continued improvements to the content management processes on the back end. The web page feature here and the weblog feature were developed totally separately, a couple years apart. They don't really talk well with each other. There's a lot of things that make this not as easy as it should be, and I feel really bad about that. But I'm going to be fixing it sooner than later, actually. So recently blogged about that actually on omg.lol.news. So feel free to check that out maybe. But yeah, let's dive in here. I'm using this foobar account. It's just kind of a demo account here. This is foobar's profile page, and this is foobar's very plain default weblog. Um, and so what I'll do now is, first of all, let me go into the switchboard. Do I actually have any? Oh, I do have some old test things here that I haven't actually cleaned up. So, well, that's a little embarrassing, but whatever. Foobar.cool. Does that actually still work? Let's find out. Foobar.cool. It does still work. Okay, cool. All right. Well, we'll use that then. That worked out pretty well. I should probably re-record this video, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. We're just going to roll with it. So I've already got the external domain set up. What I'm going to do here is confirm that it is in fact set to weblog, which is great. It's exactly where I want it to be, because the way we do this is to make the weblog service the canonical home service for the domain. And then we do all of our configuration in the weblog to make it behave the way we want it to. So I'm going to go back to the weblog settings here. And let's take a look here and see what we need to do. If anybody's ever played around with the configuration of the weblog service and said, "Wow, this is really confusing. This is really terrible," first of all, you're not alone, and second of all, it might either give you some comfort or actually just be really kind of embarrassingly bad to realize that I too occasionally struggle with this. Even if you've created something, you can also be sort of confounded and befuddled by it. Take it from me. But anyway, so apologies in advance if I sort of fumble my way through this. But here we go. We're just going to jump in. So I'm going to start in the configuration here. We're going to take a look and see what we've got. This is actually an older configuration. Let me run out to the GitHub here and find, here we go. This is the default configuration. This is what, when you spin up a new weblog, this is what it comes with. So I'm just going to actually plop that in place here, just to sort of bring this up to speed here. So this is all generic stuff here, and that's fine. Let's see. So I've got where is the post path? Okay, here we go. Post path format is /year/month. So what I might do here now is add another little element to the slug here, to the path. I'm just going to put the word blog in here. It really doesn't matter what you do. It's totally up to you. You don't even have to. This could just literally be a slash if you just want everything to live at the root. That's perfectly fine. But I'm just going to put the word blog in here just so I can sort of create a blog namespace in this site. I'm going to save this. And now what I'm going to do is, let's see, what am I going to do now? I'm going to make a new page. So I'm going to create an entry. I'm going to give it a type of page. and a location of the root, literally just a slash here. Actually, that may not work. See, this is what I was talking about how this is really confusing, and that's okay. I think actually I'm going to call this slash profile page. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete all that stuff there, and I'm going to type profile. I'm pretty sure it's profile. It may be profile dash page. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to find out in a second here. So I'm actually going to go there, foobar.cool slash profile dash page. And yeah, that's actually it. That works. So you can see here that I've just got my profile page content was served. That little tag here, profile, will take the contents of your profile page and sort of pour it out onto a weblog page. So that's pretty convenient. It does it in the context of your template. So I'm just using the default generic template. So it's dropping all of the profile markup and everything under the hood here. You can see that if you view the source, it's kind of messy, but it's all in there. So in theory, I could now style this further, but this is sort of what I was talking about when I said that things aren't overly great. There's kind of some drawbacks and trade-offs to the different ways of accomplishing this. One of them you'll notice is that some of the icons are missing. All of our custom icons are missing. The Font Awesome icons are loading here, but our custom ones are not. So right off the bat, we'd have to do a little bit of work in CSS to bring over, to import the correct omg.lol icon font and things like that. There is another option though, and that would be to create over in the weblog. Whoops, let me get back over here. Don't even know where I am. Sorry. Another option here. I'm going to make another page here. I'm going to give this a location of profile page 2. Instead of type page, this is going to be type file. And that's a special type of entry in the weblog engine that will actually literally serve a file. And you can even specify the content type, which in this case will make text/HTML. And now I can go to the foobar profile page here, view the source, and just literally copy it and paste it here, just like that. So I've effectively created a file that will be served at profile page 2 of type text/HTML. That's the standard MIME type or content type for an HTML file. And then I just pasted all of my profile stuff here. So I'm going to save this, and now let's take a look and see what that looks like over here. It should look exactly the way we want it to, and it does. It looks just like the profile. So you probably already noticed the drawback here, which is, first of all, it's a little futzy. It's a little inconvenient to have to view source, copy, paste, things like that. The obvious advantage is you get a carbon copy, pristine, clean version of your profile page. But the disadvantages are there's a little bit more involved in copying the source and pasting it. And then the other major disadvantage is that if I go back over here and I make an update to my profile page, change anything, add a link or something, it's not synced up. So I would have to view the source again, copy it, paste it over into the weblog. So not great, not a great experience. This is why I want to try to tackle this and make it better. But assuming that you don't update your profile page very often, or you don't mind doing that extra step of copying and pasting the source, this is probably an easier way to get the exact look and feel that you're looking for. Not have to go nuts fiddling around with all the CSS and trying to integrate the profile page markup into your weblog design. Although if you're into that sort of thing, then you might actually prefer that option. Anyway, I've got the profile page that I want being served here at profile page 2. And the next step is for me to fumble my way through the weblog configuration here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the landing page. I'm going to uncomment this. And I'm going to change this landing page to profile page 2. And if I do that, and then I go to foobar.cool, it works perfectly. So it is now serving this page, profile page 2, which I could call anything, obviously. It's now serving that as the landing page associated with foobar.cool, which itself is associated with Weblog on the switchboard. And now, let me go back to my Weblog here. I'll pull up this generic post. I'll copy the, I forgot. Okay, this is an interesting thing. I totally forgot that when I was in the configuration and I added the /blog thing, I forgot that when you do that, it is, let me find that setting. It's actually interpreting all of this as, and this is all in the scant documentation that we actually have. This is covered in there. So the letter capital Y stands for a 4-digit year, and the lowercase m stands for the 2-digit month number. These letters mean something too. That's why my path looked all weird. I think we can escape them like this. Pretty sure. Which looks kind of weird, but let's see if that actually worked. So I'm going to go back into my post here. Hey, that did the trick. So now I've got a nice clean URL path here that matches the format that I want. Also, notice that it's generating this URL here. There's another setting. If I go into my configuration, I can set my canonical domain. I'll uncomment that and set it to foobar.cool. And now, any place in this application that a URL needs to be generated, hopefully I remembered to set this up correctly and it's not going to make a liar out of me. No, okay, it works. Cool. No liar here. So now it's generating the correct intended URL here. So if I copy this, paste it, I am in fact getting my blog post. So yeah, this is, again, not the best setup in the world, not the most intuitive thing in the world, which of course the weblog service itself could be described that way totally fairly. I'll be the first to admit it, but it does work. So now we have a custom domain, profile served at the root, and the ability to serve weblog posts as well here. We could extend this a little bit better. We could go into our blog here. We'll create a new entry. We'll make this a page. We'll serve it at /blog, and we'll say we'll call this blog posts. And I'm trying to remember. I can't keep track of all my tags. That's absolutely terrible. I think it's post list. Let's see. Oh, whoops. Can't leave your colon out of your metadata. And okay, so now I've got a page that I've built here at the root level. And yeah, this is going to list all of my posts. So if I had multiple posts, they'd all be there. I can make another entry. This lunch today. Today I had an amazing sandwich. Yum. Okay. So now I've got another blog post. And if I go back here, you can see that this list is just going to keep populating with my blog posts. And I've parked that kind of at the root level of the blog namespace that I've defined. And so the reason I've done that is that on my landing page, I might want to link to that. So I might, add a profile item that says blog and have it linked to foobar.cool/blog. And then, obviously I've kind of been conveniently ignoring the fact that there's a major visual difference in the theme between this profile page and the blog. And, it does look kind of bad. But that's another thing that's coming once the updates are made to the underlying content management stuff here. We're going to have a much nicer way of theming things in a much more consistent and really easy way of theming all kinds of content that's hosted in omg.lol. So anyway, that's how you do this. Again, all of the really sort of icky parts and the warts and everything sort of exposed with all of this. But hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully it's an option that's that feels usable to you. But in any case, if anyone looking at this has any questions about the setup, runs into any problems, I often joke that in lieu of the like really good high quality documentation on all of this, instead I just make myself available to answer questions all day. So not literally all day, but no, I'm pretty easy to get in touch with. You can always email me at adam@omg.lol. You can jump into our Discord or IRC or Matrix, various chat rooms there that I hang out in, and other really helpful members of the community that are out there as well. Always happy to help. But yeah, hopefully this was useful. And if anybody has any questions, just let me know. And stay tuned for more updates throughout the upcoming weeks and months. And hopefully before too long, we'll be able to look back at this video and say, remember the crazy old days when we had to do all that weird stuff? It'll be hopefully a lot nicer and a lot easier to define these kinds of things and have things more seamlessly integrated and themed in a more consistent way. So we'll get there. Anyway, thanks, and talk to you soon.